Hi, I'm Boyce Tankersley. I'm on staff with the Chicago Botanic Garden and I'd like to showcase some of the plants that will be blooming in January in our 3 greenhouses. These greenhouses are warm environments, wonderful places to take a mini tropical vacation during our cold Chicago winters. We're in the arid greenhouse. We'll also be visiting the subtropical greenhouse and the tropical greenhouses. This time of year in our arid greenhouse, we feature 43 different varieties of aloes. These are tall statuesque plants native to South Africa and Madagascar. They're pollinated by sunbirds, which are the equivalent of our hummingbirds here in North America. Very nectar rich, very sweet sap. And we also have 23 different varieties of Euphorbias. These are also from similar areas within South Africa and Madagascar. They have the beautiful pink flowers that you see on them. And we'll recognize is the fact that our traditional Christmas poinsettias are actually in the same genus as these Euphorbias. Another treasure featured in our arid greenhouse is this Puya alpestris. It's a bromeliad. It's an air plant family. It's native to the high fog deserts in the coastal Chilean ranges. When it comes into flower, it has beautiful turquoise flowers that hummingbirds cannot resist. Featured in our subtropical greenhouse are plants that are native to the Gulf Coast area and other regions around the world. So you'll find our citrus, our Meyer lemon, our Kalimantan oranges. You'll find rare plants like pomegranates growing here in the Chicago area in this environment. And then behind me, you've got Clerodendrums and members of the potato family in full flower. And you can't forget the bougainvilleas. From Brazil, they are absolutely spectacular this time of year. The tropical greenhouse here at Chicago Botanic Garden features many treasures from the tropical regions around the world. I'm standing next to the fruiting spike, or the cone, from Alice. Alice flowered for us last fall, was pollinated with some pollen collected from spike, as well as a kissing cousin from the Denver Botanic Garden. As a result of the pollination, we have this wonderful example of aroid fruiting spike, giant orange seed pods that will mature to red. When they mature at red, then in the wild, there's a species of hornbill called the rhinoceros hornbill that thinks these guys are a tasty treat and will come collect the seeds and disperse them across the tropical rainforest. Clerodendrums are a wonderful genus of primarily shrubs and vines native to the subtropical and tropical regions around the world that flower in January in our climate. Here we've got a wonderful example of Clerodendrum nutans. This particular plant is from the Himalayas. From the tropical jungles of Central America, we have the vanilla orchid, which is the source of all the vanilla flavoring. And then right behind the vanilla orchid, we have the cocoa, or cacao, the source of all the chocolate from around the world. I'm standing next to Agricum memoria Mark Aldridge. This is a species of orchid native to Africa. It starts off the orchid flowering season, and you can see it has these wonderful long nectar tubes that are matched to the moth that pollinates this. White colored flowers are often moth pollinated, and scientists discovered the orchid before they discovered the moth, but based on the length of the tube, they forecast what the moth would look like. So if you miss this wonderful example of orchid in flower, please don't be too concerned. Starting February the 13th, we'll have tens of thousands of orchids in flower for our orchid show for you to enjoy.